Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of New Strength Sugar Babes. We've got a New Strength Sugar Babe, actually pretty close to us. She lives near Byron in Bullen. How did you say it? Bullen, which is near Byron, and she's got two teenage boys that just eat all her food. She's always posting the Facebook page, oh, fuck, my kids eat my food. Leah, she has a name, Leah. And how long have you been in the program now?
Well, actually, I think on the 29th of this month, it'll be 6 months.
Oh, wait, time flies when you're having fun making fudge.
Yeah, totally.
But I'll let you tell the viewers. So why did you join the program? Like, what were the issues that you're having and how are they affecting your life?
Yeah, righto. Okay, well, you sort of just one day appeared in my inbox in Facebook Messenger, and I was like, what's this? And it was interesting because I was sort of looking at it from a marketing perspective, and I was like, oh my God, this is so clever what she's doing. And of course I signed up and did the 28-day thing, and I just loved it. And I think I ended up doing the 28-day program like for 3 months. So I just did the program 3 times over.
Yeah.
You know, by the end of that, I was like, I'm sick of this. I really want some more training. You know, like I knew that I wanted to get into Recomposer and everything. And so I just, I just bit the bullet one day. Yeah, I think it was like the 29th of December of last year, and I spoke to Angelina. And of course, straight away, I had to sign up. I knew I had to get in there. And pretty much, I suppose from a pretty early age, I've done lots of different diets. I was thinking today, because I lived in the States for a few years, and the first diet that I remember doing was the zone diet. I don't know if you remember that, which is like...
I do.
Yeah, so 40 carbs, 30 protein, 30 fat. You know, so my boyfriend and I were doing that. We'd have our 6 peanuts and a little bit of cheese and half an apple. And, you know, it was so obsessive as well. And then I just did all these different... What did I do? Well, before I discovered isogenics, I'd done heaps of different stuff like low carb and, you know, just heaps of crazy stuff, which I'd try it, I'd give it a go, and then I just hated it, you know. I remember sitting on the beach one day when I was doing low carb, and I think I was allowed 30 grams of carbs a day. And I was like, it was day 3, and I was sitting on the beach, and I was practically in tears. I was like, I just want to die. Because I'd had, you know, all I knew was... I think I was craving like tomatoes or something. I was craving fresh fruit and veggies, you know, and it was just horrific. So they just never lasted very long. And, Michelle Bridges, 12-week body transformation, you know, like I'm 6'1", I was on 1,200 calories, and I was boxing and doing Muay Thai 3 or 4 times a week. And so I was lean, but... You know, I was just a monster, and I was drinking every night as well. You know, I still was managing to drink every night. And that's when I got thyroid stuff. So I've got Hashimoto's. So we're basically you know what it is, but basically, you know, your immune system thinks the thyroid is a foreign object and starts attacking it. So I've had that for ages and been on medication, which I hate being on. You know, I don't really have any symptoms. I don't have I think because I'm pretty willful and I've got lots of sort of get up and go, I just continue to do stuff, which probably has been my downfall. It's actually
that's probably working against you. Yeah, you're not listening to your body. You just keep pushing it until it breaks down. Yeah. Slow down, Leah.
Yeah.
How's me? I'm always like, eat more food. I'm telling you, I'm like, fuck, you're 6 foot. I'm like, you need more food. Yeah.
Well, even today, like when I said that message in Slack, I said I'm starving, and then Lexi said, well, you probably need more food. And I was like, no, I definitely don't need more food. Kitty's just up my food. And then you come on and you're like, you might need more food. And I'm thinking, you know, but it's pretty funny. So yeah, the whole thing has just been, this program, Kitty, is just unbelievable. You know, just in terms, I love how you're not so worried about, I don't know, like when you think about it, you know, all the other programs we do, it's all about, oh my God, I lost 5 kilos. I did this has happened, you know, and then you fall off and you go back to your normal ways. But, you know, you guys are really teaching us from the inside out how to heal from the inside out, you know, and for me, that's been amazing because I do have that sort of like go-getter personality. I will ignore my body, you know, and now I'm starting to go, oh, wow, well, maybe I won't go to the gym today. Maybe I'll be more restful, you know, and I won't run around like a maniac. Yeah, and I'll actually just sit down and read a book or something. And that is brand new for me, you know, that sort of thing. It really is.
Well, it's so good. But you know what? Like, you're so conditioned to it, I think. You know, and I was like that for a long, and it's taken me till now to really get to a good space where I'm like, I rest when I'm tired. I, you know, like train. I listen to my body. I eat more food. You know, I eat probably 2,500 calories a day. I've just been tracking the last few days. I'm going to try and like eat up and put on a bit more weight because you need food. Like you're so conditioned. You know, like you're like, no, I'd eat my food. I'm like, yeah, but you're getting like dizzy and you've got no energy. I'm like, you need more food. You're 6 foot. Fucking, you're tall. You're big. Like you're a giant. Giants need food.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the body will follow eventually. You got to undo all the damage. Like, I remember you messaging me in Slack and I'm always like, nah, come on. You just got to keep going. Like, it's just, but that's what it is, you know, like it takes time. It takes time.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And it was funny because like, as soon as I joined up, I broke my ankle on like the 15th of January. So then I had 7 weeks in a cast. And I remember messaging you because my head was going, oh, I probably shouldn't do the program now because blah, 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 you know, and you were like, no, you have to keep doing it. This is when you need to do it, you know. And even then I was looking back at my measurements, like I still was losing centimeters, you know, and I couldn't do anything. I was in a cast. I was like scooting around the house on a knee scooter. I was still making fudge, of course.
Yeah, but you know what though, that it gave you the opportunity to really focus on the nutrition, and that is the key. If you don't get the nutrition right, you're fucked. You're like, you may as well not even train. It's just, so I actually think it, like, you could look at it two ways. Like, yeah, it was annoying you broke your ankle, but it really gave you that time to focus on your food.
It did. It did. It was fabulous. And I think, like, you know, I was thinking back to that time. If I was still drinking, like if I had still been drinking when I broke my ankle, that would have been hellish because I would have been going, oh my God, I have to have a beer at night, you know, like just to sort of take the edge off because I'm trapped in the house and all that sort of stuff. But instead, yeah, I could, like you say, I could sort of experiment with recipes. I could be doing my macros. I was still eating well, you know, and that occupied a fair bit of my time because in the first few weeks, it's a lot to get your head around, you know. So it was good. And then, of course, once I got out of my cast, I was so excited that I could then start to train. So I actually really, you know, I really appreciate the training. Like I appreciate that I can go to the gym because I couldn't for 7 weeks.
Totally.
So it's been really, really good, you know.
And what are the improvements you've seen in the 6 months you've been here?
Well, definitely, you know, I guess in the past, whenever I've done stuff, whenever I've sort of tried to follow a new eating plan, you know, I can do it for a certain amount of time. And then I'm just like, stuff this, I'm over this, you know, and I go back to my normal way of eating, which is, you know, it's actually a healthy way of eating, but normally there was way too much fat in there, you know, because I'd start to get those cravings and I'd suddenly be at Woolies and I'd want a Chiquito or something like that. So, you know, I think for me, you know, to actually like stick to the food because the food is so delicious. There's so many yummy things to eat that I never crave. I don't crave eating that stuff that I used to, you know, and even if I'm like, I want to have an ice cream or whatever it is, well, I make my own ice cream. Yeah, or if I'm out and about, you know, I think I've maybe had an ice cream, I don't know, 2 times from In the Pink, which is in Byron Bay, which is delicious. But I've just factored it in. I've just factored it into the day. Yeah, and it hasn't been this thing. I think in the past when I've screwed up, it's like that thing, you throw your sunglasses on the ground and they've got a scratch and it's like they've got a scratch, so I'm going to stomp on them and completely destroy them, you know, and this time I can go, oh, they've got a little scratch on them. That's all right. Just keep going. You know, the thing about, yeah, fail forward, just keep going. Yeah, I don't have to be perfect every day. So I think definitely the food, you know, all the other stuff like the book, you know, How to Heal Your Metabolism. For me, the main thing for me is I want to get off the medication. I don't want to have this thyroid issue. You know, I really do want to heal from the inside. And yeah, the body composition stuff is going to come, you know, I know it will, it'll come. It's just that right now it's more important that I feel that I'm actually, you know, nurturing and taking care of my insides, you know, which I think in the past, yeah, I didn't do. It was all about the outside. It was about how much I weighed, you know, how much muscle I had, how long I could do that, you know, how high I could kick or whatever it was. And now, yeah, even like when I do Recompose and I get a PB, I don't even care. I don't take a screenshot or anything. I'm just like, oh, yeah, oh, that's great. Because I don't mind. You know, I just think I'm just looking forward. It's a journey.
Totally.
So yeah, that's my biggest thing, you know, that I'm actually in this for the long haul. and that it's not that, yeah, I'm going to do it for a certain period of time and then I'll go back to my old way, you know, because this is the way to eat. Like, I love it. I love the food. And I'm also such a foodie. So in the past, when I've done things, I've hated if I had to eat a whole lot of, you know, cottage cheese or egg white omelettes or stuff. I'm like I'd rather die, you know, eat really yummy food.
Oh, I know. I just love it too. It's just so nice. I've been feeling so obsessed anymore with food. Like, it's like quite freeing, I think.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. And how we've got the macros, and you can work that out however you want to. You know, if you want to do breakfast for dinner and dinner for lunch or whatever, yeah, as long as it all balances up. And I'm not perfect at all, you know, like, but I've taken that pressure off myself. I go, like, I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm better than I was a few months ago. And yeah, I just find the community so inspiring in there, like the Facebook group, and how much value you guys give. Yeah, it's incredible, you know, like, it's incredible what you guys do. It's amazing. When you think about the amount of money that we pay, you know, like, I go to the gym just up the road. There's this big dopey trainer there who trains people. I'm sure that they pay him $75 an hour. You know, I hear him talking to the people, and he just spends the whole hour talking about himself, you know, and they're paying like that amount of money for him. He's not even looking at what they're doing. And I think, yeah, I go and I film myself, and then I get this amazing feedback from whoever, you know, from Craig or Jake or April, and it's like, it's personal training on tap in my phone. You know, it's so much better. I think I love it. I'm one of your biggest fans. I'm always telling people about it.
Oh, you know, well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm always tagging people and going, "Oh, just follow Kitty." You know, they'll ask how do I do this. I go, "Just follow Kitty. Just do that."
It was like, no. She eats sugar. We can't follow her. She eats sugar.
Exactly.
And so, Leah, some of the main, I guess it's not objections, but concerns that women have, and I'm sure you probably had these when you were first thinking about joining, because obviously it is something that's different, is, you know, and most of the women in our program are mums. I'm not a mum, but the majority of them are, that they worry that they don't have time to do it. So what advice would you give to a woman who doesn't think she has time?
Well, I mean, look, everyone has to cook, you know. Like, I really like how you guys concentrate in the early, you know, like, as we go through the module, to actually plan our week and to plan, like, when you're going to food shop, and then when you're going to food prep. You know, because like you say, like, you did a post the other day and it was like, here's all my food for the whole week, and it took you like an hour, you know, and I was looking at that going, yeah, you know, because sometimes I want to make it more complicated. Like, every day it has to be more complicated than the day before. Whereas if I just keep it really simple, and have a couple of good meals there, and then of course you can sort of substitute ingredients for the kids. If you've got kids, if you're making nachos or whatever, they can have it with corn chips. We have it with something else, you know. So everyone's still eating really yummy, but it's not like cooking a whole lot of different meals, because like any mum, the kids love what we cook as well, because it's just, you know, it's like you say, it's the food that our grandmas used to eat, you know. It's like, it's delicious.
No, totally.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I think for mums that can also be a real excuse, like, you know, where we always want to put ourselves last and go, well, everyone is more important than me. Whereas at the end of the day, you know, like, us as mothers, we have to show our children that it is important that we are healthy and fit and strong, you know, and that we're going to live a long time, because everything we do, our kids are looking at, you know. And so, it's a really, I guess it's a really easy thing to just say, you know, well, I don't have time. You know, it's that thing, well, do you have time for health or do you have time for sickness? You know, what happens if suddenly you got some horrible disease and you can't do anything? So, I reckon, you know, just got to do it.
Make time, priorities. What about doing it online? Some women are worried about doing it online. How have you found the support, the systems, the coaches?
Well, look, I just think the way you've got it, you know, set up with the whole Slack thing where we can ask questions wherever, and there's always someone online, you know. So I was in the gym the other day, it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I just said, hey, is anyone awake? Is this the right thing? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, and within a couple of minutes, someone's gone, you definitely need to do that per kilo. what was it? It was some horrible exercise I had to do it. I was asking if it was, if it was the whole amount of weight or if it was each dumbbell. I knew it was going to be each dumbbell. And of course,
you're hoping.
Yeah. And so the whole, the great thing about the online thing is I can be driving along in the car and I can listen to one of Craig's roundtables, a couple of days later. So I'm still hearing it because I can't catch up on everything. But as opposed to if I had to meet my personal trainer on a certain day, I had to commit to 3 days a week on those days. I just find online is so much more flexible, and there's always someone there. And we're all, I don't know, that Facebook group, everyone's so supportive in there. There's always someone that will answer your question or that we can ask, we can help someone else,
Yeah, it's a really good community. It really is. It's just, everyone's really awesome. And finally, money. Now, are you a single mum?
I am a single. Well, yeah. Obviously there's a father in the picture, but I don't live with him.
So you are a single mum. Yeah.
I'm a single mum. I just hate that. For some reason, I've always hated that terminology. But yes, I'm a single mum. I've got 2 boys. I'm doing it all myself. Obviously in terms of money.
Yeah.
It was a stretch for me. And I was lucky enough to come in when you did the 30% off. I was like, I've got to jump on that, and I, because in this whole time, I broke my leg, my ankle, so I couldn't work, and then I had to change jobs, and then we moved house, so it was full on. So there were weeks there where we were so broke, probably the brokest we've ever been, but I was not going to stop. Wow. You know what I mean? Because I was like, that is for me, and I have to keep myself sort of fit and healthy. And so, it's just sort of like what I do. I don't get my eyebrows done, or I don't have a facial anymore or whatever. I would rather commit to this program because that's the priority, because I'm the head of the household and I've got to keep myself. This is like the only thing that I do for myself. When I think how much I used to drink,
I know, same. So, I know, it's crazy. And do you feel you gotten value for money?
Completely. Completely. I'm a raving fan. I'm a complete raving fan. It's just it's amazing. It is amazing. It's incredible what you and Craig have done, Kitty. I know
thank you.
That all the time, but
well, it's the team effort. It's all of us, the coaches. April, Jake, Mel. Totally. All of them, all the 10 coaches that we have now. Lexi now, she's incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really cool. Sometimes I have to pinch myself. I feel really lucky that I get up every day and do something that I feel so passionately about and that I just get so much enjoyment from, which is really cool. And finally, if a woman was sitting on the fence about joining, what advice would you give her?
I guess if she wants to look at herself and think, where does she want to be in a year, for instance, whatever path she's going down, if she continues what she's doing now, where will she be in a year? And quite often when people are looking at that, they're like, shit, I don't want to continue down that path, So, I guess if she wants to try something completely different, that is actually quite, in a way it's quite controversial because still the way everyone's thinking is still about, low carb, doing all this cardio, 1,200 calories, all this sort of stuff. So what you're doing is, it's pretty controversial in a way. It's amazing. And so, if she wants to actually try something different, just go for it, but you've actually, you've got to be ready to do it. You got to let go of the whole thing about, oh, well, who's going to take care of me? Because we ourselves have to actually want to do it. We have to want to change inside. You can't just sort of jump in and think, oh, well, I'll give it a go. I don't know. I think you really have to commit to the process because it's not going to happen in a couple of months. This journey for me is going to take a long time. And I'm completely okay with that because like you always say, it's taken a long time to fuck up our bodies. So it's going to take a while to get them back to where they need to be. So, maybe if money's an issue, you think about, okay, so what can I stop spending money on so I can actually do this program? Because this is so much more than just online, coaching in terms of how to eat and how to train. It's all the mindset stuff that you guys do as well. There's a whole lot of personal development stuff in here that, people pay thousands of dollars for these sorts of things, but you've wrapped it up, in this package where we're all going to end up looking, bloody Amazonian, and be healthy. Like,
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, just go to show up every day and be better and fail forward. That's it. It's pretty simple. It's like, say commit. This is more like I reckon it's like a educational program sort of in a way. It's more than just you actually have to really learn, and take it on board. Just take it on board and do stuff. You can't just go, but it's so rewarding, you've done, I reckon, got through the really hard bit now of the mentally going, okay, I've got to commit to this. You've had your few little message kitty and, it's not happening quick enough. Everyone fucking mess all the time. I'm like, mate, give it another fucking 12 months. I'm like, don't worry though, it's normal, because you're trying to change. That's what I used to be like as well for so long. You get, and I'm going to do a live about that later, about getting attracted to the shiny objects, and just tell a bit of a story about in our business coaching group, what we did. But it's a similar type thing when you're doing this and you see the shiny diet program and you think, oh fuck, I better go over and do that, when you just need to knuckle down and you just need to play the long game and keep being consistent. But it'll pay off, and good work. Good work. You've done, I reckon you've got through the hardest part now. You just have to keep going.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you're a woman and you're watching this and you've done all the diets and you don't want to do that dumb shit anymore, and you actually want to educate yourself and empower yourself and, take control back of your body and your health and your nutrition, click on the link below. You can book in a free call, have a chat with one of the coaches. Don't worry, we don't hard sell you. We actually turn women away sometimes because we only want to work with women like Leah, who actually want to be here and want to change and invest in themselves, because we've got lots of clients. So click on the link, book in a chat, and thank you so much, Leah. I really appreciate your time, and it was so nice to have a chat to you. And I'll see you in the program.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, Kitty.
Bye.